Heat can do serious damage to your body before you're even aware that you're in danger. In severe cases, heat can kill you. The danger is caused when low moisture and high temperatures occur simultaneously in your body. It's called heat stress, and you need to be on guard against it.
When I calculate a day's heat stress index, I take into account 3 environmental readings: sunshine, air temperature, and humidity. They all factor into how strong an attack heat can launch on your body that day. But some of the heat variables unique to you include clothing, equipment, amount and length of exposure, and level of exertion. Only you can track these effects on your body. You need to be aware and take care of yourself. Basically, you need to stay hydrated at all times to avoid heat stress. If you know you'll be working in the heat, you should start hydrating 24 hours ahead to make sure that you don't start your shift already dehydrated. When working outdoors in the heat, you should consume 1 to 2 liters of water every hour. That's about a 32 to 64 ounce drink hourly. Try not to drink beverages containing alcohol, caffeine, or large amounts of sugar, since all 3 of these can make you dehydrated. We live in a hot, sunny, dry climate, and due to the nature of what we do, it's sometimes unavoidable to find yourself working outside in the heat. There are 2 major forms of heat-related illness: heat exhaustion and the more serious heat stroke. Symptoms of heat exhaustion include heavy sweating, headache, dizziness, muscle cramps, and nausea. Anyone experiencing heat exhaustion should be cooled down and given fluids to hydrate. Take heat exhaustion seriously, because without proper treatment, heat exhaustion can progress into heat stroke. Symptoms of a heat stroke include a lack of sweating, a throbbing headache, high body temperature, confusion, vomiting, and possible loss of consciousness. Heat stroke is a life-threatening emergency and requires immediate medical assistance. While en route to or awaiting medical aid, every effort should be made to cool the person down, but don't give them fluids to drink. Monitor yourself for these symptoms whenever you're working in the heat. Watch out for your partners too, and call their attention to possible symptoms you notice. Now here's SAU's Rich Shore to share his own heat stress experience.
This all started last year. SAU was called out to a barricade on Moreland. It was a guy that had a whole bunch of drugs. He was holding his son as a shield. It was one of the hottest days last year. My job was to drive the equipment truck to the barricade, and I did. I parked it on Moreland around 37th Avenue. And we surrounded the building, and we realized our gear was a little too far away or right in front of the house, so I had to go back and get the truck. And what I did, foolishly, was with this 42-pound vest and some other gear, helmet on, I decided to run a few blocks to go get the vehicle. I didn't feel like, that would be a problem for me to run a couple of blocks with my gear on. With SAU, we run all the time. By the time I got all the way around the block, I started to feel myself a little exhausted. I was breathing heavy. I was real hot, sweating under the vest, and I got behind the wheel of the vehicle and started to drive it back to the other end of the barricade. I got in the driver's seat, started the vehicle up, and I didn't realize until afterwards that I had backed into a small block wall and knocked down a little section of the wall. After thinking about it, it kind of reminds me of someone driving while they're intoxicated. You're a little impaired, you don't realize what you're doing. I never realized I hit that fence until they called later and said that we knocked over part of the wall. I drove the equipment truck back to the other side of the barricade, got out of the vehicle, got all our gear, moved it to where it needed to be. While we were there, I again realized the heat is getting worse. I'm starting to sweat a lot, and actually after sweating, the skin started to dry out, and I'm thinking, boy, I'm not feeling too good. Started to get real dizzy. I'm getting real tired now. I'm hot. I started pouring bottles of water down the back of my vest to try to cool my body down. And then at one point, Matty said, "You're not responding, you're incoherent, you're out of here." And he pulled me out of the barricade and made me go to rehab and get rehabbed with water and stuff. I didn't realize my judgment was impaired. I didn't realize that I was acting similar to someone that was intoxicated, and something bad could happen if I would have stayed there. In my mind, I felt like, no, I can handle this, I could do this. And I think the biggest thing with officers is we all feel that we can handle it under any stressful situation, and I think heat stress is probably something that comes on you real quick, and before you realize it, it can put you down and out, and you're not worth it to the team if you don't take care of yourself.
Rich was fortunate to have partners who realized the danger he was in and took prompt action to save his life. Pay attention to the early indicators and act fast when you notice them in yourself or others. Your goal is prevention, and that begins with staying hydrated at all times. It's up to you to make certain that you have enough water available for your entire shift and drink it to remain hydrated. Then look for safe ways to stay cool as often as possible. More details about heat stress can be found on the CDC website. It's good information for anyone concerned about family members too. Take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. Thanks for your time and stay safe.